Woo-da! Welcome back to Friday Night Front Row Fanatics Drinking and Jabobulating. We're going to continue talking about the wrestling that we started watching and what we liked watching. And I believe, Internet, you were filling us in on what you like this.
I kind of got ahead of myself. Back to the Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Back when they used to have shows here in Pensacola at the Municipal Auditorium. It ended up being the Bayfront, but at the time it was the Municipal. And my dad hated wrestling, so he would drop me off there and leave. And I don't know where he went to this day. He won't tell me. But when I was 10 years old, at the Municipal Auditorium, they had a tag team called the New Zealand Sheepherders. And everybody knew them in WWF as the Bushwhackers. At 10 years old, I got to see Luke's junk. He jiggled his ball bag when I was 10 years old. So
Oh my God, I'm surprised it didn't scar you for life.
It did scar me, man. But and I forgot to mention one of the greatest heels was in Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Austin Idol, which I got a funny story about him, like from a few years ago. I can tell later, but
Austin Idol was the bomb.
he was the Las Vegas leg lock, the Universal Heartthrob.
That's right. The women's pet and the men's regret from Las Vegas, Nevada, baby.
You get out of the Las Vegas leg lock, I'll give you $100. You can get some gasoline and groceries. But I've met him a couple times. Never a bigger dick in the world than Austin. He is such a cod, man. But
it's funny. He's like running for mayor of Tampa or something now.
Still in shape.
Yes, he still looks phenomenal.
Man.
Recently, he was up somewhere. Our friend Beast Move saw him up in northern Alabama at a GCW show. He was up there, I believe, and looking in better shape than a lot of guys. In fact, most guys that we see here in the regular indie circuit, but that's irregardless. So, I liked Austin Idol. I thought he was cool.
I mean, back at 10 years old, I was a true mark. And people still call me a mark, and all I have to say is thank you.
That's right.
But I hated Austin Idol. Nobody could ever get out of that goddamn leg lock. But after World Class Championship Wrestling, I caught on with WWF, and it was at the end of their golden age. It was before they got cartoony. When I started watching them, you saw Ricky Steamboat, not the Dragon, coming down the ring looking like a fucking Mardi Gras float. And, I saw Tito Santana, not El Matador.
Yeah, that gay-ass Matador suit,
That wasn't stereotypical, was it? But
well, I don't know, but it was pretty gay.
Look what they did to Terry Taylor. The Red Rooster. Are you shitting me?
You would have had to pay me a lot of fucking money to make me put that little gel and make the red streak of hair.
When he ran to the ring, he did the shit.
What's your finisher move? The pecker peck, and you take your nose and hit the guy in the nads or something?
But yeah, I watched it for about 6 months, and then it started. Vince started really pushing and the wrestling was always good. I thought it was just some of the
too much cartoony bullshit.
So
now for me, as I grew up in this area, also we moved up here from Orlando in '74, and I moved up here. I used to watch Gulf Coast Championship Wrestling with Cowboy Bob Kelly, Ken Lucas, Mike the California Hippie Boy. We saw the Rat Patrol, and guys like that. Then I watched Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Continental Championship Wrestling.
Oh, I forgot about that. Continental was good. Georgia Championship was on Superstation, TBS.
And then I moved, my dad being in the military, we moved from Florida to fucking North Dakota. You talk about culture shock? Dude, I got there, and the only wrestling they had on there was the AWA, which when I first got there, I despised it. But as I've matured over the years and watched wrestling, I began to appreciate the AWA. They had a lot of talent in there. Nick Bockwinkel, Big Bad Bobby Duncan, Blackjack Lanza, Bobby the Brain, Eric Bischoff came from there, Hogan, Kurt Hennig, Larry the Axe Hennig, the Ganyas.
Larry the Axe was the shit, man.
And finally, when I lived up there, check this shit out. I'm dating myself with my age, too. When I moved up there, they didn't even have fucking FM radio station up there.
AM.
Yes, it was all AM. Double KXL, 1400, Grand Forks, North Dakota. We finally got FM. Then we got cable TV, and thank God we got TBS, and I got to start watching Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Gordon Soley, the dean of professional wrestling.
The best fucking wrestling announcer there ever was, with Joey Styles ranking a close second in my personal opinion. Then I watched WCW. I never did like the WWF. I always thought they was too cartoony, too much bullshit, even with the talent. And it goes to this day. Vince McMahon has got to stick his finger. He can't let somebody come in and be himself. He's got to change the name. He's got to change the look or something.
He'll also put the guys over that look good but can't wrestle for shit.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, there have been a lot of guys come through that really didn't have the physique he liked, but they could wrestle rings around the other guys. But you talked about, I remember the first time I saw WCW.
No, WWF.
No, WCW. Thank you. When I got in high school, I kind of slacked off on the wrestling because, you know, girls are partying. But one night we turned on the TV and WCW was on. And I knew what was going on in it. I just didn't watch it regularly. But I turned it on, and they had RoboCop scaring off the Four Horsemen. And RoboCop going and bending the bars of a steel cage and letting Sting out. And I was like,
oh my God.
Click,
and Chucky stalking Rick Steiner. And oh my God, that was just terrible. That was just terrible, you know. But for me, what really got me hooked in wrestling, too, was the first time I saw Ric Flair.
Yeah.
The Nature Boy and then the Four Horsemen. That's all you need to know, baby. That is the symbol of excellence. The best faction, bar none. Period. I don't care. I'll drink beer, argue with anybody this day. Nothing better than the Four Horsemen, with the exception of, you know, Paul Roma, who, the jobber guy, Jeff Jarrett, no, you were never a fucking horseman, you know, get out of here, you know.
It's kind of funny, we're going like back to AWA and Southeastern. I've seen some other shoot interviews, and you hear some of these younger guys go, I go way back with WWE, back when the Ultimate Warrior was there. And I'm like, wow. Guess what? We saw him when he was the Dingo Warrior.
Yeah, in World Class Championship, in Von Erich Championship Wrestling, as I used to call
the
it.
Blade Runners.
Yeah, him and Sting when they were Flash and
Rock,
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But when I first started watching WWF, the original, you know, they had guys like Don Morocco and Rougeau, and I mean, you know, a lot of, you know, Big John Studd.
Baron Mikhail Cicluna. You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And Iron Mike Sharp with the big leather thing, you know.
Oh, hell yeah. One of my, what was it, Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake. Not the barber, Brutus Beefcake, you know, and I thought it was pretty cool. And like I said, then it got all cartoony, so.
Never was a WWE fan at all, with the exception of the Attitude era. You know, hey, I'm drinking beer, it's Friday night, what the hell you want, you know?
WWF or WWE, whatever you want to call it, is the main reason I started going to indie shows.
Exactly. They've turned my stomach with what professional wrestling has become. You know, when they put no talent turd bags over guys and release guys with so much talent, it just baffles me. You know, it just baffles me. I can't stand it anymore. I would rather pay $7, $5, $10 and drive 3 hours to an indie show in Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, or wherever than watch WWE. But with that being said, we're getting the high sign from our lovely producer, Elixiandra Page. He got a fresh drink. I need a new one. We're going to take a break.